AgTech Tech Tip: Groups and Codes.
And while I'm here, Juan, right, I can hit the K key. So I'm in report regions or sectionals, right? I can hit the K key. That'll bring up my report regions dialog. And notice there's some differences here, Juan, with the report regions dialog, right? This was a pretty big change when it first came out, right? Now we've got groups, right? So what, like you were just saying, you talked about phasing, you talked about maybe concrete, asphalt, right? So kind of how we break stuff up and how we bid stuff, we can start to group it that way, right? So I can have any number of different groups that I set, right? They're not predetermined, you set them. So you can create your groups, again, maybe with phases, right? If I've got multiple phases of the project, I can set it by phase. So all the data within this area is going to be phase one, phase two, right? And it's going to show on the report that way. So that's kind of was the aim of creating those groups, right? Is being able to break stuff out on your report, right? On your volume report to give it to the estimator that way, right? And the other things within the new report regions kind of dialogue is being able to set colors, right? So we can set the colors, we can have the patterns, like Juan just had me turn on the hatch patterns, right, with Alt F, and then codes, right? Well, what the heck is that? If I click this guy or add a code, right? If I've got codes built in, right, whether it's working with HCSS or bid to win, right? And we've got certain codes, cost codes that apply to different phases of the work, excavation, structural excavation, wall backfill, right? Each one will have its own code. So we can add those into the project and then ultimately export out, which I'll show a little bit more here in a
Hey,
minute.
Matt. And
Yes,
there's
sir.
names, region names, group names, and so on with those colors patterns. The other thing that I seen too with customers is being consistency. If I want to make sure that maybe the estimator reviewing my work, I want to make sure that all my landscape areas are green and the
Right.
report regions are HD paving is blue. So keeping that consistency, being able to save that with that little plus mark there to the right of grouping, that makes sure that from project to project that you're keeping those color consistent, right? I mean, everyone's doing the analysis and as a Google Earth file, KMZ on their phone apps now that we have Smart Plan, Smart Dirt, but also
Yep.
here, keep those colors the same, keep that consistency between project to project, right?
Yeah, exactly. Consistency is key, I always say. So